Good evening, folks. Ken Hovind here and the crew at Dinosaur Adventureland in Lenox, Alabama. We still have internet problems, probably one more day. We can't go live, so I'm alive, but we're broadcasting, we're recording it. I'm going to play it hopefully at 7 o'clock in an hour and a half. So tonight, Whacking Atheist supposed to have been last night, but internet's out. Things better show up soon, right, Joseph? Tomorrow morning. Yay, get it fixed finally. Okay, see, according to evolution, things get better automatically. Today is September 11th, 2025. And ArtMan Dan gets whacked again tonight. Poor guy, he doesn't get it. Run a bunch of channels on Facebook, on Rumble, on X, our own TV app, KentHovind.tv, on Instagram, on TikTok. Just go to one of those, sign up for all of them, because if they take us off of one, you can get us on something else. And pray for Charlie Kirk's family. Man, can you hope they find the guy and string him up, okay? Yeah. Evil what they do. Can't handle the truth, can you, atheists, okay? TikTok, there we go. Here we go. I got the 10th. It's actually the 11th. Sorry, move that square over one. Never mind. Okay. Well, if you want to share our message with other people, please do. Tell others about it, like it, subscribe, comment, all that kind of stuff. Help us to open for free. Join our 777 club. Say, I like what you're doing. I want to help support you. Once in a while, most people give, $5, 10, 15 bucks or 20 bucks. And once in a while, we get a check for 2,000 or something. Like, whoa, we all rejoice around here. We don't beg for money, and we don't charge anything. Come camp, come stay at our Dinosaur Adventureland. DrDino.com has all the details and all of our channels, open for 9.5 years. Okay, I'm going to go to ArtMan Dan's diatribe about me. I did, a year and a half ago about the ducks. I did a whole series on making babies and asked atheists, can you explain how this evolved? Nobody did, including ArtMan Dan. You never gave a step-by-step scientific answer for how it evolved. So tonight, Dan, you're going to get whacked again with some real science, some knowledge. I've whacked you so many times, I've decided you need a bigger hammer. Actually, Dan, you need the granddaddy hammer. So, hang on, son. I know you folks in England, a little slow to learn here, but we'll give him another chance. ArtMan Dan, right here. He treats himself like he is the Pope, and I've got the Science Pope hat for him right here. He makes a proclamation, hey, feathers evolve from scales. Like, just who could question that? Dan, it's never been observed. It's not science. There's a lot of animals today with scales. How come none of them are developing feathers? It only happened once long ago and far away where nobody can see it. It's not science, Dan. You're not a sci man. What did you find out about him? He has a degree in music, is that right? Art. A degree in art, which is fine.
Yeah, a doctorate in art.
Doctorate in art. Wow. He's good at making up pictures. Yeah, I believe it. So he's not ArtMan Dan, he's ArtMan Dan? Media Man Dan. What else did you find about him?
Sci-fi Dan.
Sci-fi Dan, yeah, he loves sci-fi, he imagines things, okay.
And his post-humanism is additivist Dan.
His post-humanism?
Yeah. Yeah, that's what he got his doctorate on, art, post-humanism.
His doctorate in art on post-humanism.
Yes.
What comes after the humans? Graveyard, I think. Anyway, let's let Dan talk here for a minute. Go ahead, Dan, take it away. No, let's see. There.
Kent Hovind has featured quite regularly on this channel, and I think that's fair considering how many times I've appeared on his Whacking Atheist Wednesday show. I often look for videos from Kent that would make for humorous debunks. And today I think I've definitely found one, as Kent asks, how do ducks make babies? And send it by secure VPN tunnel so no one can see it without your permission, which is great for protecting things like your ID. ID theft is an increasingly common and scary crime. Use Surfshark and its HackLock system to get alerts anytime your email address or password is compromised. HackLock will scan various databases of leaked information and notify its users if their data is found so they can take action. Go to surfshark.com/ArtMan Dan for 4 extra months of Surfshark at an unbeatable price. Thanks again to Surfshark for sponsoring. Right, on with today's video, which, as I said in the intro, is all about Kent Hovind asking us how ducks make babies. I assume to try and prove creationism, or at least debunk evolution.
It's creation and evolutionism. You put the ism on evolution. See, like communism, Nazism, Marxism. Evolution is one of those isms, okay? It's a religion. You believe in evolution. I wish you guys would get it right. They always say creationism versus evolution. No, it's evolutionism versus creation. Anyway, let Dan talk here. I did do a whole series, a whole bunch of videos, and you didn't answer any of them, Dan. Give me a step-by-step process. Don't just say, well, it happened. We're here. Show me scientifically. Science is what we can observe, study, test, and demonstrate. Artwork is what you can imagine. And you got a doctorate in art. Congratulations. Where's the science? Why do you call yourself ArtMan Dan? Where's the science for how ducks make babies? Let him talk here, making fun of me for the stuff I said. Dan, you really need to look in the mirror. Okay, here we go.
See what he's got to say.
Okay. I'm a duck. My creator made me. If you think I evolved from nothing for no reason, you're an idiot. Dan and all you atheists, I appreciate so much you playing so much of my content on your channels. I really do. See, some of your people are actually getting some truth. Yeah, thank you for sharing my stuff on your channel. Thank you, Dan, okay? God said, let the earth bring forth. He made all the creeping things he just made by speaking. But man, he created him by his hands, okay?
Luckily, no scientist on Earth thinks that ducks came from nothing. Even
Dan, look at me. Every scientist on Earth thinks that ducks came from nothing. I've showed it 1,000 times. A dot smaller than an atom, a singularity, smaller than an atom, exploded or rapidly expanded into everything we have today. You do believe ducks and everything came from nothing. Just admit it. If you're embarrassed by that, you should be. But that is what you believe. And evolution's a religion, the dumbest one in the world. And you're welcome to it, but quit calling it science. So no, yes, yes, you atheists do believe you came from nothing, and you believe all the ducks, 167 kinds, came from nothing. A dot of atom, a dot of singularity, close enough to nothing. That's what you believe, Dan. And then the earth was a hot ball of rock, and we got rained on the rocks, it turned them into soup, and the soup came alive. You believe ducks came from rocks, don't you, Dan? Just be honest with your people. Tell them, yep, you believe you really came from a rock. Okay.
evolution isn't poof, something from nothing. It's observed.
It wasn't poof something, it was a long, slow poof. Yeah. Just as stupid.
Observable changes over time. It doesn't say that ducks came from nothing any more than chemistry says that water came from nowhere. It's about the process. And by the way, calling people idiots doesn't make your argument any smarter.
No, but it's the most accurate term, Dan. I can't think of a better one. Idiot. If you believe in evolution, you're an idiot. If you disagree, why don't you ever call for a live debate, Dan? What happened? I'm open anytime. 855-BIG-DINO, extension 4. Joseph Bookham. Okay? Anytime. Or all your viewers. They make all kinds of comments about me, a bunch of coward keyboard warriors. Call for a debate. Okay, I'm sorry, go ahead. Tonight we're going to learn about an extremely common animal, the duck. 167 varieties of duck, and they probably had a common ancestor called a duck.
Okay, Kent, yes. Today's ducks probably did come from an ancient duck-like bird. But rewind far enough, and our ancestors weren't ducks at all.
See, there he goes. The Pope says, if you go back far enough, it wasn't a duck. You don't know any such thing, Dan. All we've ever observed, science, what we can observe, study, test, demonstrate, look it up, all we've observed is ducks produce baby ducks. By the way, Joseph, I did a bunch of research last night and today. Ducks and several other birds can change sexes. If they need to, if there's an island and there's only not enough males, one of the females can change to a male. Must be somewhere in San Francisco area, I think. Okay, never mind. Okay. Go ahead, Dan.
Were feathered dinosaurs before.
A feathered dinosaur. Now you're really in the stupid realm, okay? Idiot is the best way to put it. If you believe dinosaurs had feathers, you're a moron, okay? I'll debate all of you. There's no evidence for that. None. You can believe that if you wish, but that's not science. Dinosaurs had feathers and turned to birds. You realize how many changes there would have to be? Watch my video number 4 in my series, Creation Seminar Series. Video 4 called Lies in the Textbooks. I go through all the details of the complexity of a feather, the complexity of a scale. They're both made of the same protein, keratin, so are turtle shells. So is your hair, so is your fingernails. It's just a good material to build stuff out of called keratin. That doesn't prove they're turning into something else. That's why you have to go back millions of years in your imagination. Just imagine, boys and girls, if we could go back, that feather used to be a scale. Kids, don't fall for that at all. They're lying to you, okay? Tell them I said so, and I'll debate them all.
That reptiles and before that fish. If you
So fish turn to reptiles turn to birds. This is the propaganda they teach in all the textbooks. Dan, that's not science. It's what you believe. It's a religious belief. Stop calling it science.
You accept that ducks have diversified into 167 separate species, then congratulations, you've accepted evolution.
I've not. I've accepted variation within the kind. See, the Bible says 20 times in the first 7 chapters. Where does it go here? Oh, it's in my Jeep. Anyway, read the first 7 chapters of the Bible. 20 times it says, they will bring forth after their kind, after their kind, after their kind. That is all anybody's ever observed. All the farmers in the history of the world will tell you that's all they've ever seen. Cows make baby cows, ducks make baby ducks. There are no exceptions. Adding time is not going to help. It just makes it long going far away where we can't see it. It's outside of science. So, I'm sorry, Dan, you're wrong. Idiot. Best way to put it.
All you need to do is give it time and you'll get from birds to mammals.
Okay. All you got to do, see that? All you got to do is add time and you get birds to mammals. Hey, the Pope said it. It's got to be true. Y'all bow down and worship. Oh, yes, Holy Father. Hey, we ought to get a rosary just for the evolutionists. They can repeat it over and over again. You know, flip the bead and say the same thing over again. Yeah, we all came from a rock. We all came from a rock. We all came from a rock. Hail Mary, full of grapes, swinging beads all over the place. Swing them high, swing them low. Come on, Mary, go, go, go. Pope Dan said, it happened. Got to believe it. The duck DNA is incredible. We studied that a couple times on this program. Just the DNA, the deoxyribonucleic acid, the code to make the duck. That chromosome is so complex. Each cell in your body, in the human body, you have 46 of these chromosomes. If you took, except for the gametes, if you took a chromosome out and unwound it and untwisted it all the way out, it'd be 6 feet long. And it fits in a single cell. 46 of them fit in there. And while they're crammed in that little tiny cell, you better look how big a cell is, they have to make copies of themselves. They got a really cool copy process. You better see how that looks like little critters walking along the DNA code, unzipping it, copying it, looping it backwards. Study how the DNA copies itself. And you really think it happened by chance? Idiot's the best word I can think of. You have a better word over there in England? Idiot works fine over here. Okay. Okay. If you tied one person's chromosomes together, it would go across. Dan, listen to this guy. He knows what he's talking about. Listen, pay attention, okay? The solar system twice. And you think that happened by chance and nobody made it?
Actually, Kent, no scientist thinks that DNA just happened by chance. That's a...
Dan, how can you make a statement like that, ex cathedra, or ex commode, or whatever you're sitting on, okay? They all believe that. Blind, random chance made some mutations. Some of them had to survive. Natural selection selected the good ones, which we've never seen. You just make a statement like that's how it happened, and everybody's supposed to believe it. I don't believe it and won't ever believe it, Dan. It's not science. You are polluting science with your stupid religion. You think I'm wrong? Call for debate. Anytime.
A straw man so flimsy, it would blow away in a breeze. Mutations are random, but natural selection, the process that refines life over billions of years, is very...
There you go. How do you get it? Over billions of years. We can't see it happen because it happens so slow. It's not science. Sorry.
Much not random. That's how we end up with DNA that works. As for the length, sure, DNA could stretch across the solar system. So could a roll of toilet paper. That doesn't mean that...
I won't say it, Joseph. I was so tempted. Go ahead.
Andrex is divine.
That's the code to make a baby. The duck has that amazing code in its chromosomes that tells it how to make the feathers, the beak, the heart, the muscles, everything in that code. And you really think it happened by chance? Some of you guys, you need help, okay?
Actually, Kent, what needs help is your understanding of how evolution works. I
understand it just fine, Dan. It doesn't work at all. It's all imagination. I know one animal evolves a little better than the rest. The rest of them have to die now for this good one to take over the population. And he's got to find one of the opposite sex in the same area at the same time in history. So if Mrs. Duck evolved, 50 years before Mr. Duck, oh well, out of luck, bud. Or if evolved 100 miles away, oh well, didn't work. It doesn't work at all. It's just pure imagination.
As I said, DNA didn't just happen by chance. Mutations happen by chance, and natural selection is what gives them a direction. Feathers
So if mutations happen by chance, then that's the vital, extremely important part for your religion. Chance. Just admit it.
Didn't appear overnight. They evolved from scales.
Feathers evolve from scales. Hey, the Pope said it. Got to be true. Did you get that video with a hat coming down on Dan? And yeah, we've got to put some of those in here once in a while. He's speaking exotic commode or something like that, okay? Oh.
Beak from snouts. You can trace it all in the fossil record and the genes themselves.
You can trace the change in the fossil record. Dan, do you think about how stupid that comment is? All you find, when you find fossils, all you could prove is it died. Here's a fossil trilobite. I could not prove this had any children at all. None. I certainly couldn't prove it had children that lived, nor could I prove it had children that lived that were different. But you expect me to just take all three of those. Oh yeah, this had children that were lived and slightly different, and then evolved slowly into, a whale. This is stupid. Idiot. Okay, go ahead. Usually, the female is more drab, and the male's more glamorous, maybe to attract attention away from the female and the babies. This guy said, last year, I was surprised to find my female mandarin duck was turning into a male. This is quite an article. BBC News, you ought to read this. The ducks, if they need to, can change sexes. And they don't change their pronouns, though, okay?
You really are a not very nice human, are you, Kent?
Well, we think we should cater to those who want to change their pronouns. Look, the doctor knows within 2 seconds after you're born if you're male or female. It cannot be changed with humans. You can pretend all you want. That's stupid too, okay? You'll never get me to fall for that, okay? All right, go ahead.
Awful joke.
Even as a zoology graduate and someone who kept birds in an aviary since I was 10, I had absolutely no idea this could happen. So I started investigating. It turns out the way birds express their sex is a fiendishly complex matter. You can read all about that. Have you ever considered what ducks do have under there? The answer may surprise you. We don't usually think of birds as having a penis, but male ducks do. Most birds don't, okay?
Yes, most birds don't have penises because evolution selected against them. But
would you even consider maybe it was designed that way, Dan? You won't even consider that. You just automatically give your God evolution the authority to do anything he wants and make anything any way he wants. That's an idiot, Dan. No kind way to say it. I'm sorry.
Ducks kept theirs because they mate in water.
So ducks decided to keep their penis because they mate in water. They can mate on land too, Dan. Come down and see ours. We've got about 50 of them. I feed them 2 or 3 times a day. I'm pretty familiar with this, okay? Yes. A lot of animals mate in water. Some don't have penises at all. They spray the sperm out and cover the eggs in external fertilization. Kind of boring, but that's the way they like it, I guess, okay?
It's not a mystery, it's biology. Kent then goes on to describe the duck mating process in some detail, like 10 to 12 minutes worth of detail, citing the male duck's corkscrew penis and everything, before asking his key question.
All right, how did this evolve? Okay, the male duck's penis is longer than his body, and it corkscrews one direction. Her vagina corkscrews the other direction. Duck mating is really complex. She can decide, she can't stop him from mating, but she can decide, I don't want his sperm, and reject his sperm. How long did that process take to evolve? It's just nothing but imagination. Well, Joseph, how long have we gone here? I don't want to take... You can...
20 minutes so far.
Okay, let's go a few more minutes and see. Let Dan talk. So my conclusion is, yes, the duck was designed. How can you not get it? I feel like I'm trying to explain colors to a blind man. Need a bigger hammer. Dan? I'll get the guys to make a really big one for me, okay? Here we have an animal. How many ducks do we have down there? Billy, you feed them all the time. I feed them probably 30?
29.
29, okay. So we feed them all the time, and they are amazing creatures. How did this evolve? Not the duck itself, the blood flow to the feet, how did that evolve? And you guys, and this method, by the way, Dan, you never answered that either. Ducks have a heat exchanger in their feet so they can stand on ice and their feet don't freeze. Because the warm blood from the heart goes down in the heat exchanger. Study the duck circulation system of their feet. And tell me that just happened by random mutations. of making babies. I would just like an answer. You guys just don't get it. You make up a story. Well, it must have happened because here it is. That's not science. That's a religious belief.
Okay, Ken, you asked for it. Here we go. Hold on to your Hawaiian shirt. Sexual reproduction evolved in single-celled eukaryotes around 1 to 2 billion years ago.
Stop right there. Dan, you do not know any such thing. You made up a story. You're speaking ex commode again, okay? You don't know that, but your followers are following. They're falling for this propaganda. Dan, that's all you're doing. You're repeating what you were taught in your propaganda class.
Combining genetic material from two individuals creates offspring with genetic variation.
And Dan, the genetic variations are within limits. We had a family here yesterday with 8 children. They had different colors of hair, different colors of eyes. Guess what? They're all still human, and they're all still the same. I mean, they may have blue eyes or brown eyes, but none of them have purple or pink eyes. There's a limit. Yes, there are variations, Dan. You don't get it. There are varieties of dogs. 339 varieties of dogs probably had a common ancestor called a dog, but there are limits. They try to get bigger dogs like the Mastiff. Why don't they get a dog as big as an elephant? They try to get smaller dogs like the teacup Chihuahua. Why don't they get one like a hamster? See, there are limits, and this is what you guys absolutely do not understand, either because you're willingly ignorant or you're just plain ignorant. I can't figure out which it is, but either way, it's ignorant. Yes, there are variations, but they're limited. How can you not understand that? Every farmer on the planet will tell you we can get varieties of corn or soybeans or peanuts or cows, but they're limited. You guys will not admit the changes are limited. And they're within the same kind, just like God said they would. Okay.
Which is beneficial for surviving in changing environments. This
again makes a great story. I agree. If we turned all the dogs loose in Alaska, those with long hair would be the most likely to survive, and pretty soon we'd have a population of long-haired dogs because they can stand the cold better. We'd get something like a wolf. I agree. It's still in the dog family, still the same kind, and it's still hair. They didn't get an electric blanket.
This basic process of merging genetic material is the foundation of all animal sexual reproduction.
That is the imagination that you go through, Dan. Yes, that's how sex works, Dan, okay? But it's limited to the same, it's only what's already in the gene code. You guys absolutely don't get it. Hopefully some of your followers are going to say, man, he's right. There are limits. But you'd rather, oh yeah. You see, you don't want there to be a God, do you, Dan? I know why, too. Because he might say, hey, there's some rules, you know, thou shalt not. I don't like his rules. Well, deny he exists. See how that works for you Judgment Day.
Including ducks. Then around 400 million years ago, early fish and amphibians often used external fertilization methods.
So the fish and amphibians decided to try a new way with external fertilization. They weren't happy with internal fertilization. I will not comment on that, Dan.
But as animals moved on to land, internal fertilization evolved.
Here we go. They moved on to land and it happened. Just believe him. He said it. Ex commode. Yep.
Protected gametes from drying out, allowed reproduction away from water, and led to...
Dan, the ducks can reproduce out of water also, okay?
The evolution of penises in many land animals. Then, after the dinosaurs, early birds likely inherited that internal fertilization.
You see how many times he's just making statements and this is just a fact, is a fact, is a fact, and none of it's a fact. It's all your imagination, Dan. All of it. I wish you could see it. I pray that you will.
From their reptilian ancestors. But then something interesting happened. Most modern bird species lost their penises.
Have they found them in the fossil record? Where's all these bird penises? Got to be out there somewhere. Go look for them, Dan, okay?
No longer needed them for successful fertilization.
They no longer needed the penis because they now have external fertilization. You know the complexity of stuff you're talking about, just like it happened, like a fairy tale. I wish you could get it. What else could I say, Joseph? How do I get him to see it?
Not much, Doc. Said it to him a million times.
Meanwhile, I like making fun of him because that's stupid. That's an idiot. You're an idiot to believe that, Dan. Real idiot, okay?
And they would have benefited from lighter, more aerodynamic bodies. Ducks, geese, and...
They had to get an aerodynamic body, right? And I agree. Some animals have aerodynamic, some have hydrodynamic. They swim through the water fine, no question. It looks like it's designed almost, doesn't it? Yeah.
Swans retain their penises though, because they mate in water, where the usual bird method alone can be insufficient. Now in some duck species, males evolved long spiral-shaped penises. But
He's just making up stories, folks. Dan is a storyteller. He's an artist. He's trying to make you believe. Look at this picture. Wow. All you are, Dan, is an artist. You're not a scientist. Change your name, please. ArtMan Dan.
females in turn evolved too, with
So the female had to evolve at the same time. So the male lost his penis, and the poor women went without for a long time. And now what? We better change. Yeah. You cannot possibly really believe this, do you? Romans chapter 1 says some people don't want to retain God in their knowledge, so God gives them up. It looks like God gave up on you, Dan. I have not yet. I'm going to keep whacking you. Get the bigger hammer. I'm going to keep trying. I'm trying to preserve you from what's coming when you die. I'm your best friend. You don't even know it. Come on over to America. Stay in one of our cabins.
Reproductive tracts with dead ends and twists and turns.
So they just evolved this complicated reproductive tract. Yeah. You must not know much about how reproduction works, Dan.
Evolutionary arms race is a classic case of sexual conflict. Males evolved traits to increase fertilization success, and females evolved traits to regain control over which males fathered their offspring.
There again, Pope said it. It's got to be true. Dogmatic statement. That's all you have is dogma. Nothing scientific about any of that, Dan. Nothing.
The imperfect, bizarre, and sometimes brutal nature of duck reproduction is exactly what evolution predicts.
It's exactly what the Creator created. Okay. We don't have any questions tonight because we can't go live, so we're going to upload this program now. But call in 855-BIG-DINO, extension 3, or to get a debate, extension 4. If you want to come visit, stay in the cabin, go to extension 5, 855-BIG-DINO. Come see our Noah's Ark. It's coming together. It's amazing. You got to see this. And then a crab, giant crab. We have projects going all the time here. If you want to help us keep going, support us, okay? Go to, let's see, home, Dr. Dino. Oh, no, got to get over here. Too many buttons to push. There we go. Okay. There. DrDino.com is our website. Call 855-BIG-DINO. That's 244-3466 for you alphabetically challenged folks. Or maybe your phone doesn't have the numbers on it. They still got the letters, don't they? Yeah. I remember the rotary phone when I was a kid. Yeah. Didn't quite have the, ring. Ethel, get me, Mayberry. Oh, but that was a little before my time. Okay, so we'll have questions as soon as maybe tomorrow night, hopefully, get it all going again. Thanks for joining us. Come visit Dinosaur Adventureland. Dan, please come. Call for a debate. I'm trying to rescue you from the stupid religion you've been sucked into. It is stupid. You're an idiot for believing you came from a rock and ducks changed their penis because they found something better. External